My name is Eliza, and I am 35 years old. I have a husband named Adrian, and we have a son named Liam, who is 8 years old. For 12 years, I believed I had a strong and beautiful marriage. I trusted my husband completely, and I never imagined that anything could break what we had built together. Adrian was a calm and kind man. He worked as an architect and he loved his work. I was a school teacher and I loved coming home every day to my family. Our evenings were simple but happy. We ate dinner together, helped Liam with his homework, and sometimes watched movies before going to bed. I always believed that trust was the strongest part of our relationship. We never checked each other's phones. We never doubted each other's words. We lived peacefully, and I thought that was enough. But sometimes, life changes without warning. One evening, Adrian came home later than usual. His face looked tired, and he seemed distracted. I asked him if everything was okay, and he smiled softly and said it was just work stress. I believed him because I had no reason not to. Days passed, and his behavior started to change. He became quieter. He spent more time on his phone. Sometimes he would leave the room to take calls. When I asked him about it, he said it was work-related. At first, I ignored the feeling inside me. I told myself I was overthinking. I told myself that trust meant not questioning everything. But deep inside, something did not feel right. One afternoon, I came home early from school because I was not feeling well. The house was quiet. Adrian was supposed to be at work, so I thought I would rest before Liam came back from school. As I walked into the bedroom, I heard a soft notification sound from Adrian's laptop. It was open on the table, and I saw a message appear on the screen. I did not plan to look, but my eyes moved on their own. The message read, "I miss you already. Today was perfect." My heart started beating fast. My hands began to shake. I stood there for a moment, hoping I had misunderstood something. But then I opened the message. There were more messages. There were pictures. There were conversations that were not meant for a wife to see. Adrian was not just talking to someone. He was involved with another woman. I felt like the ground had disappeared under my feet. I could not breathe properly. I sat down slowly, trying to understand what I was seeing. My husband, the man I trusted for 12 years, had been lying to me. When Adrian came home that evening, I was sitting in the living room, waiting for him. My face was calm, but inside, I was completely broken. He looked at me and immediately understood that something was wrong. I asked him one simple question. Who is she? He froze. His face lost all color. For a moment, he did not say anything. Then he sat down and covered his face with his hands. He said, "Eliza, I did not want you to find out this way." That was the moment everything changed. Adrian told me everything that night. He said he met her at a project meeting. He said it started as friendship. He said he did not plan for it to become something more, but it did. He told me they had been meeting for months. He told me he felt confused. He told me he still loved me. I listened to him without interrupting. My heart felt heavy and my mind felt empty. When he finished speaking, I asked him, "Do you love her?" He looked down and said, "I do not know." That answer hurt more than anything else. I stood up and walked to the bedroom. I packed his clothes in silence. He followed me, trying to explain, trying to apologize, but I could not listen anymore. I said, "You need to leave." He said, "Please, Eliza, do not do this. We can fix it." I looked at him and said, You already broke it. That night, Adrian left the house. Liam was staying at my sister's place, so he did not see any of this. I was grateful for that, but I knew I could not hide the truth forever. After Adrian left, the house felt empty and quiet. I sat alone in the living room, surrounded by memories that now felt painful. I cried for hours. I cried for the love I lost. I cried for the trust that was broken. And most of all, I cried for the life I thought I had. The next morning, the house felt unfamiliar. Everything was in its place, but nothing felt the same. Adrian's shoes were gone from the door. His coffee mug was not on the table. The silence was heavy, and it followed me everywhere. I tried to focus on normal things. I cleaned the house, I prepared meals, I arranged Liam's books. But no matter what I did, my thoughts kept returning to the same question. How did we reach here? When Liam came back home that evening, he ran into my arms with a bright smile. His innocence made my heart ache even more. He looked around and asked, "Where is Dad?" I paused for a moment and then said softly, "He is staying somewhere else for a few days." Liam looked confused, but he did not ask more questions. Children sometimes understand silence better than words. That night, after putting him to bed, I sat alone in the living room again. My phone was on the table. It had several missed calls and messages from Adrian. "I am sorry. Please talk to me. I cannot lose you." I read every message, but I did not reply. Not because I didn't care, but because I cared too much. Days turned into weeks. Adrian continued to call and message, but I kept my distance. I needed time to understand my own feelings. One afternoon, Liam came to me while I was sitting quietly. He asked, "Did Dad do something wrong?" His question was simple, but it carried so much weight. I looked at him and said gently, "Sometimes adults make mistakes, big mistakes." He asked, "Will he come back?" I did not know how to answer that. I did not want to lie, but I also did not want to hurt him. So I said, "I do not know yet." That night, I could not sleep. I kept thinking about Liam. I kept thinking about the kind of life I wanted to give him. I did not want him to grow up believing that love meant accepting pain without respect, but I also did not want him to grow up without a father. I felt torn between my heart and my responsibilities. One weekend, Adrian came to see Liam. I allowed it because no matter what happened between us, he was still a father. When Liam saw him, he ran and hugged him tightly. Adrian held him like he was afraid to let go. I stood at a distance, watching them. My eyes filled with tears, but I stayed strong. After some time, Adrian walked toward me slowly. He looked different. He looked tired, but there was honesty in his eyes that I had not seen before. He said, "Eliza, I know I do not deserve your forgiveness, but I want you to know that I ended everything with her." I remained silent. He continued, "I am not asking you to forget. I am asking you to give me a chance to prove that I can be better." I looked at him and said, "Why now? Why not before?" He lowered his head and said, "Because I did not realize what I was losing until I lost it." His words were simple, but they felt real. Still, my pain was stronger than his apology. I said, "I need more than words." He nodded and said, "Then I will show you with actions." Months passed and Adrian kept his promise. He did not try to force his way back into my life. He respected my space. He came only to see Liam and always informed me in advance. He started attending counseling sessions. He stopped working late unnecessarily. He became more present when he was with Liam. I noticed everything, even though I tried not to. One day, Liam said something that stayed with me. He said, "Mom, Dad listens more now." That sentence touched my heart, because it was true. Adrian was changing. But the question was not whether he had changed. The question was whether I could trust him again. Almost a year passed like this. Life became calm again, but it was a different kind of calm. It was peaceful, but incomplete. One evening, after Liam had gone to sleep, Adrian asked if he could talk to me. We sat in the garden, the same place where we once shared happy moments. He said, "I know I broke your trust. I know I hurt you deeply, but I have spent every day trying to become a man who deserves you again." I listened quietly. He continued, "If you still cannot accept me, I will understand, but I needed to tell you that I still love you, and I always will." There was no pressure in his voice. There was no expectation, only truth. I looked at him, and for the first time in a long time, I did not see the man who betrayed me. I saw the man who was trying to become better. I closed my eyes for a moment and asked myself one final question. Am I still living in the pain of the past, or am I ready to build something new? When I opened my eyes, I had my answer. I said, "I cannot forget what happened." He nodded. I continued, "But I can see who you are now." His eyes filled with hope, but he stayed silent. I took a deep breath and said, "I am willing to try again. Slowly, carefully, not because I am weak, but because I am strong enough to choose what feels right." Tears rolled down his face. He said, "Thank you." The journey was not easy after that. We did not go back to how things were before. We built something new. We talked more. We listened more. We respected each other more. Trust did not return in one day. It came back slowly, step by step. Liam noticed the change too. One day he smiled and said, "It feels like home again." That moment meant everything to me, because I realized something important. Love alone is not enough, but when love is combined with honesty, respect, and effort, it becomes something powerful, something real. Life is not perfect. People make mistakes. Sometimes those mistakes break everything. But sometimes, if there is true regret and real change, broken things can be rebuilt. Not the same as before, but stronger. And that is the promise I almost broke. If you liked this story, please like and subscribe.